Hello, everybody, and welcome to Breakfast with Jeff. This edition is going to be called Drunk Driving, and it's going to be more just than about drunk driving. It's going to be about drunk driving. It's going to be about, probably this is something I talked about before, but I'm going to get a little more in depth. I think it's something I think I should address. Sponsors, of course, would be just to let you know if you're new, Mountain Dew is the official drink of my shows, my web shows, pics, Jeff's Journal, everything. All my web shows that you check out, you always see a Mountain Dew, either me drinking one or holding one or whatever. So I'll get that out of the way. Freemake Video Converter is also the official converter of my shows. Try it out. If you want to try it out, you can go to www.freemake.com. You can do a downloader, you can do a converter, you can do a music box, which is something new. Just go to www.freemake.com and simply download whatever program you want to use. Okay, let's get into the show. I was doing a revelation. I was going through a pretty nice day, 71 degrees, kind of cool. And one of the things that really struck me as I was going through, and I just a couple things, and I was thinking to myself, Sunday's probably to me one of the laziest days there is. Nobody wants to do anything on a Sunday. Now, and the thing that really, the first thing that comes up to mind is, and I don't know how I got into this whole thing. I think the thing that I bring up, I think of drunk driving. When I think of drunk driving, I think of people losing their lives. I think what drove the drunk driving topic today was basically, I live close to next to a funeral home. And funeral homes, when you live next to a funeral home, you look outside and you see, and I'm a curious person. I like to know what's going on, what happened, Recently, a guy named David Boyle lost his life to a motorcycle accident. When I think of motorcycles, I think of accidents like that. I think of alcohol. I think of drinking. And the thing that gets me, and the reason why I bring up that I get so mad about, Sundays being a day of everybody should just sit at home and do nothing. Now, I'm not saying people shouldn't have to out, but I'm just saying they act like because it's Sunday, all the world just stops. Good point. The word just stops. I mean, bills don't come in the mail anymore, and you don't get up and look outside and see the sunshine, and they act like the whole world stops on Sunday. I'm sorry to say it don't work that way. Businesses still work. And the thing that makes me mad is when you look at stuff, the thing that gets me is there's business, it's amazing how these places that serve alcohol, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you could as much as get a sticker. You can't as much as go down to your local store. You can't take money out of your account because the place cannot work because they don't believe in working. And if they work, they only work a half a day. Well, sorry, people still have to pay bills. I'll get into the bars part now. You see, the United States of America makes me mad because they go out and they let people drink in a bar. Now, people every day lose their lives to drinking and driving. And they drink and drive because they think they got to go to a tavern, sit in a chair, drink a few beers, get in bar fights, whatever it may be, whatever they have to do that. I'm not saying, to tell you the truth, I'm not saying that people shouldn't go to a bar, sit down, fuel out their car, and just kind of relax. Of course. But I don't think they need to be out until 2, 3 in the morning drinking and driving. I don't think they need to. I think when they should, and a bartender should have enough time to say, hey, you've had enough. Go home. Call a cab. There should be cabs all over the place, getting people opportunities to get rides home, or have friends give you a ride home. Because you know what? Drinking and driving is ridiculous. It should not happen. Period. Don't care how you feel. So, why? Why do people drink and drive? Why are bars sitting open at, you can go and drink at a bar until 3 in the morning, but you can't buy a 12-pack of beer out of your local liquor store until after 9? Because the problem is, the United States of America sucks that money every time somebody pops a beer, which I don't understand. You know, I can understand you want people to buy 12 packs of beer, but you know what? Why don't you instigate that stuff? Why don't you get it so people don't go to bars? They have to go to a liquor store, which is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That way, the money, all that tax money is going, is helping things out, it's getting this war back the way it's supposed to be. You don't need to be going to some tavern and sitting there drinking a beer. I could sit in my home with a case of beer, sit at my table, cranking up my stale, and just sitting here playing cards or doing whatever. I don't need to sit in a tavern with a big long bar listening to somebody tell about how they had a rough day at work. Well, guess what? If you don't have a job, you don't have to worry about it, do you? So that's what I'm upset about. I don't like that stuff. People think just because it's a Sunday they don't have to work no more. Everybody should just sit and quit. Well, if you want, then you might as well have every single business in the United States closed. Because make it that day doesn't exist, and people just sit and do what they want to do. Don't worry about on Sunday going out of the house, because every business in the United States of America is closed. If you want to make it a leisure day, fine. Sit at your home, watch TV, hang out, fine. Do whatever. But don't go to the store, don't go anywhere, because all the places on Sunday are closed. The hospitals are closed, the banks are closed, the post office are closed, grocery stores are closed, so you can't get no food, so don't worry about that. But if you ain't going to do stuff like that, then stop trying to make excuses that you don't want to work. And none of this crap, I'll work until 12. That ain't working. That's just, filling your paycheck. So that's as far as that goes. And I'm ranting about, when you think of direct driving, I think of vehicles. And one of the vehicles I just don't get is motorcycles. I mean, bikes are the same way. But the difference between motorcycles and bikes, or bicycles you ride on the sidewalk. I mean, you got to be pretty messed up to drive on top of a sidewalk. But motorcycles, they think they got to have these little bikes driving all over the place. And what's with these guys? They wear these dumb, retarded chaps in 95-degree weather. They wear these dumb, retarded bandanas because their hair's falling out. What is with these people? What's with these people? Why do you guys got to look like that? I mean, what's the comment? The whole sense of that? So I like football, so I should wear jerseys all the time. I should wear chaps, and I should wear, the uniforms, and walk around with my this uniform on everywhere I go.
On the sidewalk.
I was talking about why motorcycle people have to wear bandanas and chaps.
Hey, we drove on the sidewalk yesterday.
Well, yeah, we had a reason for that.
Sure we did.
The point of the matter is, I guess I'm going to be a fan of football, so I'm going to wear a big football hat and a uniform, and I'm going to run around with all these stockings on, these cleats, going to businesses, because I have to do that to make myself look cool. You don't look cool, you look like a retard. Sorry, I take that back. You look dumb, okay? You look dumb. Grow up. You think you look cool getting off a bike with a bandana on? You think you look cool wearing your little leather chaps? And let's talk about Harley Davidson. What a piece of garbage. What a piece of shit. I mean, seriously. You drive this motorcycle, it sounds like crap, and you think it's wonderful. I sit here and I go to the stores, and I look and I watch people, and God, talk about rednecks. I mean, you sit there, you got your little wallet sticking out, all your cards sticking out, and you got your money sitting inside your... So I'm going to go and get $100 in dollar bills and throw it in my wallet and just have it sitting open, just so everybody can look at it and see how cool I am. I got my cards and my wallet and my money. I am so cool. Why do you got to do that? And then you wear these retarded ass caps, and and seriously, are you trying to compensate for something there? Good God. I mean, I don't know what the deal is with people. I mean, I'm serious. I'm not trying to pick on anybody here, folks, but everybody has some storyline. I mean, I guess, if you get up and you want, I guess it doesn't matter if you wear a hat. It doesn't matter if you wear a coat. You're doing what you're doing, and I understand that. I do. I respect that. I just don't understand the concept of bikers wearing bandanas.
What about freakaliks who go to Walmart and put on new clothes?
Yeah, thank you. Here's another thing. I'm watching a video, and there's this
No,
one
a
kid.
profile.
We're watching a profile picture of my brother. You know, my brother, everybody hates me doing Facebook stuff, but my brother has a friend named Michael. And this guy's so reggae, he sits here, goes to Walmart, takes up his pair of glasses and puts them on his head and takes a picture. Tags are hanging down all over. I mean, you're so welfare that you can't just purchase the product and then take the picture later. You got to sit in Walmart? Come on. I mean, seriously. That's like me going to a bank, asking a lady to give me $500 bills, and I'm going to take a picture of the money in my hand. Then I'm going to give it back to her. Come on. Yeah, it's going to make me look like I'm rich, but I'm actually a poor bastard. Give me a break. People are so fucking phony these days. Grow up. I want to see somebody who honestly does what they do. The point I'm trying to make here is people are phony. People are phony. You've got bikers who go out and they wear these chaps, and they wear these leather pants, and they wear these boots, and they wear these bandanas, and they drive these piece of shit Harley Davidson bikes that sound like crap. And the United States of America is so stupid, they keep pushing these damn things out. And they're junk. How many people do you see driving goddamn Hondas or Suzukis? Oh, that's right, they don't. Because they ain't good enough for the bitches. That's why I get angry. That's why I get angry. I'm not going to lie to you. I get angry. I can go on and on about it, folks, and I'm not going to. I'm just going to tell you the point, you know. Motorcycles are dangerous. You know what? I don't agree with them. I don't like them. You know what? I have a bicycle. That's just as good. If I'm so chunky to the point that I can't jump on a bike and ride it. You know, I'm so lazy. I gotta have a motor underneath my ass to drive because I can't. And that's the problem with the United States of America. Maybe it would be good if you start having people ride bicycles. Get rid of all these goddamn cars and start having bicycles.
What about people who take their kids to Walmart and put elf hats and ears on them and take some pictures of them as a Christmas card?
Well, that's not as bad as wearing glasses with tags hanging on them.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, that's cute. That's not bad, that's cute.
You see the background, you can see the clothes.
The situation is, my nephew and his wife took a picture of my great nephew. And they took a picture in Walmart. They put a little hat on him and took the picture, which is fine. You know, he's a little baby. It's fine when you see a baby with something like that. I know. But when you see a 35-year-old or 25, 26-year-old man sitting here putting little punch glasses on his hand, here's my.
And you got the tags. And you got the tags hanging.
And you got the tags hanging off it. I mean, you can't afford to buy the damn things. You got to sit and have the tags. That's like saying going and buying a bra with the tags hanging off. I mean, come on, seriously? That's too welfare for me, folks. I'm not complaining. Welfare is, you know, good for people that need it, but when people take advantage of the situation, you know, that's pretty bad. So I think people need to really realize it. Maybe this is a dramatic thing. Maybe I shouldn't be saying all this stuff to upsetting people. But I'm being honest here, you know. When you got people losing their lives at 30 years old or 15, 16 years old, and maybe you start to kind of think about stuff like that. Maybe it would be good to get rid of these damn motorcycles. You know what? You don't need those. You know, guess what? Think about it. Think about it. They sit here and look at cars. You got to have insurance. You got to have tabs. And what's the deal with the fucking tabs? Every single 2-3 months you gotta have fucking tabs. What the hell? When are we ever gonna get our heads out of our asses about that shit? It's getting fucking old. I mean, seriously, live to be 300 years old and have to still have to use these fucking tabs? Seriously? You can't just own something? And fucking insurance? I know. Cops would have to actually do their job. They'd actually have to do something. It would just fucking kill them. Tow truck companies would actually be paid money. And it would be simple for people. I know, it'd just fucking kill them, wouldn't it? Maybe that's the reason why the world's screwed up, is because you guys just don't get it. And you'll never get it. You'll continue being dumb like you continue to be. Things happen because you just don't get it. You get kicked in the head, you just keep getting up and getting kicked back in the head again. So here's the way I look at it. Number one, we don't need cars. We don't need cars. If we're going to have cars, then do it right. We don't need insurances. We don't need tabs every 3 fucking months. We don't need this and that. It's ridiculous. It's just a simple system milking money out of people. I'm tired of these Mickey Mouse fights you get into and make everybody in the United States of America have to run and fight them for you. You know what? Being Mr. President's pretty easy. You sign a bill, you stand there and wave at everybody, and you don't do anything. You get in trouble, guess what? Oh, let's send all the people at home to go fight my battle for me. Because I can't do it. So that's the way I think of this whole voting crap. You want to waste your time voting for some nitwit to sit in office and go, hi, how you doing, everybody? Oh, we're going through a war. Okay, I'll just have everybody sit at home and go and do it for me, fight for me. Because I can't do it myself. You know, it's easy. That's what you got to do. Wave at everybody. Go to these little things and sit with people and say, oh, I'm going to eat my little slop here.
No, he's saying Al Green.
Yeah, he looks like the president's really working really hard, singing Al Green music. You know, we're going through all this stuff. We got some nut job shooting people in the middle of a goddamn movie theater, and you're sitting there singing music. Boy, that's a real tough job. Jesus Christ, I think fucking Pee Wee Herman could run this country better than him. And at least Pee Wee Herman knows enough that when people do stuff, you take notice to it. Good God, how many shootings are we going to have before you get to realize that? God. You know, I'm not going to get more into it. I'm going to take a break because I'm getting pissed off and I don't need to get mad on you. So I'll take a break. We'll be back. This is Breakfast with Jeff. Breakfast with Jeff. This is just called drunk driving. We've been talking about drunk driving in this show. We've been talking about why people have to be out at 2, 3 in the morning, you know, at a bar, getting drunk, driving home. You know, I mean, they have, you know, our liquor stores until 9 o'clock, which, in a way, I do like that idea. But I think, you know, I think the people need to understand that, you know, business is business. I don't think that doing that stuff is right. You know, I think drunk driving is a horrible thing. Losing your family, you know, just stuff like that is horrible. So, I'll take a break. We'll be back. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Breakfast with Jeff. I apologize. I've been eating and drinking and doing all kinds of stuff. I'm sorry about that. We usually do 6 segments on this. I was talking about drunk driving. I'm going to get my final point up because I don't want to drag this thing on. I do that a lot. I don't agree with a lot of things the United States have done. I don't agree with the fact that, you know, liquor stores close at 9 o'clock, which is okay. I'm not saying that's bad. But then all of a sudden you have these bars going out until 2 or 3 in the morning, promoting drunk driving. I don't like drunk drivers. I hate drunk drivers, folks. I don't like to see. Let me give you a case here, folks. I'm just kind of getting a little closer here. You know, like I said, I was paying attention. There was 2 people I pay attention. For some reason, ever since my father passed on, I've been kind of getting into this whole thing about, you know, reading about people. I've been reading true stories. I read about Chandra Sher. She was raped. She's not raped, but she was tortured by a bunch of girls. Which is kind of ironic that the girl was actually taking care of dogs in prison, but whatever. Also, I'm reading Kaylee J.C. Dugan story, which is, you know, a woman, 11-year-old girl got raped and kidnapped by a couple. But the thing is, I guess, as I get interested in those, I also get interested in reading about, you know, I go through the cemetery when I go to the dollar store down here. I take a shortcut to the cemetery, and I was reading up about Amy Rademacher, a little bit about her. She died in a car accident. Probably most likely a drunk driver, I shouldn't say, I don't know. Kelsey Lee, she died just back in May. Once again, because of a car accident. Just recently, a guy named David Boyce, B-O-Y-C, I think, he died, of course, of a motorcycle accident. Just it's nonstop, and the only way I can think you can kill this and stop this shit is to stop having things that the United States of America think they gotta milk out of people. It ain't bad enough you milk food out of people, you milk water out of people, you milk everything out of people. It's not good enough you do that stuff. It's not good you do that stuff. So, how do you solve it? One, no cars. If you're going to have cars, no insurance, no crappy seatbelt crap, no reasons of, I think you should use your brains enough not to speed. You don't want it's your choice, you want to end your life stupidly, that's up to you. What about police officers? What do? All their jobs they do is to help people. And people need your help, you're there for that. You know what, you should be there for people like mass murderers, killers, terrorists. That's what you should be worried about. Not some stupid person who drove 10 miles on the speed limit. It's their choice. They want to die, that's their decision, not yours. To make their life easier, you think you got to have insurance because you don't want to do nothing hard. That would be too hard on you. You need to get over it. Storylines are just crazy. So that's as far as that goes. That's the situation with the drunk drivers. I don't like Harley Davidson motorcycles. I think they're bullshit. Why would you need a motorcycle, a big piece of metal strapped around your ass instead of just having a bicycle? I know exercise would probably kill you to get off your ass and actually move instead of pushing your little thumb going like this. And you got to pick the loudest motorcycle you can get. You can't just drive a regular motorcycle. Nope, you got to have the loudest you can make. And you think that's awesome. So the United States of America, as long as you keep allowing bars to be open until 3 in the morning?
So sad.
Why?
Steve Burton's leaving General Hospital.
For what?
He's done.
What
He's
do you mean
leaving.
What do you mean he's done?
He left. He's going to go live in Tennessee with his family.
Oh.
And his wife and 2 kids.
Oh.
I'm sad. He's been on there for 21 years.
Mm-hmm.
When he was a little, like, you're so...
Oh.
Isn't it sad?
Yep.
Jason, what are they going to do with the Jason character?
He's probably going to hire another mobster.
They said that they might leave the door open for him to come back.
Oh.
Now that'd be hard if they got a new one. People would hate it.
Yeah, well, that's the way it is. You know how it is.
Well, he's looking at the living life.
Yep. Well, storyline is, if you're not paying attention, General Hospital, Steve Burton, who star plays Jason Morgan, is leaving General Hospital. That's a little tidbit, just to let you know. He's going to go spend time with his wife and his kids, so much is fine, whatever. I think it's great. You got to do what you got to do. But getting back to what I was talking about, drunk driving, I think the United States of America is ridiculous. You go out, you allow people to go out until 2, 3 in the morning, drinking, and then driving home. And you wonder why people lose their life so much. Now, it makes a lot of sense. You have a liquor store open until 9 o'clock. That's a very good idea. Let people go there early, get themselves a bunch of cases of beer. And it's good for the world because, think of all the taxes you pay and think about the prices that the beer companies make. I know it's better to have bars. I'm not saying bars should be outlawed. I just don't think they need to be open until 3, 4 in the morning. I think you should be only open until 8 or 5 or 6 or even 7. That gives people time to go home, go to the liquor store, get their drinks, go home. Think of how many lives you would save if you actually did something like that. You know what? Because the United States of America is greedy and they need people to keep pumping out money. They can't just let people live life. People like people lose their lives because people have to drive drunk. And I'm not going to get myself mad anymore about that, so that's the end of that. Let's talk a little bit about, I'm doing a promo for next week. Yes?
He's going to be producing and starring in a new TV show with James Franco.
Ain't that nice?
And one of the Young and the Restless directors are going over there too.
Well, that's good because they ain't very good anyways.
Ain't that weird how they had him on the show?
Yeah. So there's more tidbits. James Franco, Steve Burton doing a show together. There you go. Tidbits for you. Now, getting back to what I was talking about, I am doing a promotion for the next week's edition of Picks. If you've never known what Picks is, I'm going to give a little idea about it. Picks is a show That's basically a picks of an NFL show. I want to apologize. In the first, if you didn't see the picks episode for this week, I was very heated about some stuff. If you don't know what it is, check out the picks episode, and you can get an idea what's going on there. But I was very upset about the picks episode because what I was upset about is like I said, you just have to watch. I can't give it away. Just check it out, picks, which happens every Sunday. It will happen every Sunday. The show's ready. It'll be in production and popped onto there at about 12 midnight. So on Sunday morning, you can check out the brand new premiere episode of Picks, Week 1 of the NFL, and that will be coming up later on in about the next few hours. So check that out. This Breakfast Jeff will be posted right away, so you guys can check it out. Just want to let you know, there's a Jeff's Journal called Springbrook, and if you want to check it out, you gotta be a friend of mine. Send me a message. You know my name, 6_Jeff. Send me a message that you want to see it. I will make sure you get it. I'll give you the link. You can check it out, and you can check out all the great information, all the great stuff on there, and it'll be a good time. I have another exclusive Jeff's Journal in the works. If you want to see it, once again, you got to be a friend. You got to be a good friend, to see this Jeff's Journal. It's very exclusive, private stuff, great stuff. But that's as far as that goes. But this is Breakfast with Jeff. I just hope you enjoy the show. I admit, I'll get my final word out now. I'm not very happy about. I'm not happy about drunk driving. I don't like the fact that people go to bars and drink, get drunk, hit people, crash, kill innocent people. I don't like motorcycles. I don't think riding on a big piece of scrap metal, flying off and hitting your brains on the gravel road is exactly the wonderfulest thing in the world. I don't believe in the United States of America, simple for the fact I don't think it's right that you be a president. You go out and you run the war by shaking people's hands and going meeting people, but you don't do anything heavy. You don't go out into the desert and fight people and lose your life. You're not the one that brings a wreath back to the family and say, I'm sorry, you lost your husband, or you lost your wife because we had to pick on people. We had to push them around and let them start a fight with us and then get everybody else to do the fighting for you. Anybody, and I mean anybody, can run this country because you don't do nothing. You run around and you talk, you shake your hand, you wave it in the air, but you don't do nothing physical. You don't go out and say, hey, you know what? We started something, I'm going to finish it. I'm not going to have everybody else in this United States of America do it. You want somebody who should run this country? Maybe the entire United States of America should run this country. Since they're the ones that do all the dirty work, maybe they should run it, not some fucking president. We need to get our heads out of our ass and realize the United States of America is about everybody, not just one person. Not one person sitting in the White House and having USA Air Force One or some stupid shit. All these people everywhere around you, what you don't realize is things still happen. People still get hurt. Or you forget about the Colorado shooting, or you forget about the shooting in some other place. You just don't get it. Just because it's not some big national thing doesn't mean it doesn't occur. You should consider it a very bad situation when it happens in a city. The entire world, the entire United States of America runs this country. Because they're the ones that do the dirty work. I'm not going to get too much into that either. So, I'll finish this up now because I've been talking for a while. Are you ready for some football? I feel kind of bad, folks. I screwed up my football. I didn't get all set up. And like I said, are you ready for some football? I am. I'm ready for some football. That's right. Football is happening tomorrow. It's going to be a good game. We got some very interesting games coming up. How about that Sunday night game where the Pittsburgh Steelers take on the Denver Broncos? It will be Peyton Manning versus Ben Roethlisberger. Be very interesting. Sam, she says that Steelers are going to win. No, I'm not a big Steeler fan. I think I hate Ben Roethlisberger's a dumb fuck. I don't like him. I don't like Peyton Manning either anymore. But here's why I'm picking Peyton Manning. I like Peyton Manning because he's like one of these quarterbacks that teams give up on, and they think, okay, he's no good, we'll get rid of him. But what they don't realize is he's probably 155,000%. He's ready to play and win some games. So the question is, did the Indianapolis Colts do stupid by going out and releasing him? Yes. Yes, they did, because he's 150%. Wait until he goes out and takes that Denver Broncos right to the Super Bowl. And you know what? It's going to happen because you guys were dumb and were stupid and didn't keep him. I want to see him. You know why I want to see him win? You want to see him have a good season? Because then it proves the point that when teams are stupid and they lose their number one quarterback, it doesn't matter if it's age, it doesn't matter if it's because he was injured. It proves the point that you don't give up on them. They play their team with the team. They retire with their team. You don't just ship them off to another team just because you think, well, you're getting old, or oh my God, you had an injury. It just doesn't work that way. But I'm not going to get into that any more than you should. I'm going to just cut this off now. I just want to say thank you to all my viewers. This will be called Breakfast with Jeff Drunk Driving, and it's basically about everything. Drunk driving, it's about all kinds of stuff. I always got to do my promos for my shows. Breakfast with Jeff, of course. Don't forget, Sunday mornings, you're going to be catching the first debut episode of Picks, which is the NFL, which is about the NFL, and all kinds of great stuff. Anything new. If you are if you are friends on Facebook, MySpace, Google Plus, whatever it is, if you guys are on that, stay tuned for what's called extras. If you're a friend on Facebook, you get extras that you don't normally get. This is stuff that will be displayed on my profile. You can check it out. Anything that's a show, if you're a subscriber or on a certain thing, you can catch the shows on your basic, under Jeff's web pages. Go to Jeff's Journal, and there you are. If you are a friend of mine, then you will get something called a video update, which is just basically me sitting in front of the camera, saying what I'm saying, and checking in. So it's a lot better than wasting your time typing 65,000 different things. So that's what that is. So if you're a friend of mine, a good true friend, you will get more updates like this. If you are just a subscriber to my shows, then you will get shows like this. So best way to do is just keep checking the webpage to see if there's any new videos updated. The next show will be coming up will be Breakfast with Jeff for tomorrow. And I think that's about it. So from everybody here, this was labeled Jeff Breakfast with Jeff Drunk Driving. Until then, everybody, have a good day. Hope you have a very good hope you enjoy the first week of the NFL. And until then, we'll see ya.